blankets.
Dad! Mum says to tell you supper's ready.
Thanks, Flurry.
Get those loaves in the oven.
But what about the pies, Ma'am? You said that before.
Never mind what I said. Listen to what I'm saying. And Annie...
Hey, don't have a go at me, Mary Ellen. If I go any faster, I'll pass myself coming back.
Anyone would think thought Kate was marrying the Duke of Northumberland tomorrow, not Harry Baker.
The Bakers stand for a lot round here. So don't tell me you wouldn't have grabbed Harry with both hands if he'd set his covered you.
Me and Harry Baker. I'd rather die a spinster.
Oh.
This time tomorrow I'll be Mrs. Kate Baker.
Aye, you will.
Harry, do you love me? Do you really love me?
Do you mean more than anything in the world?
Yes.
More than me own life?
Yes.
What do you think?
Hey, Harry. He's the man of the moment. Not been invited for supper, then?
Not tonight, Mr. Royston. Kate said it's bad luck. Anyway, I've got other plans.
And we know what they are and all.
Yeah, well, just don't be sick on the altar, or Kate will kill you.
Oh, wait then, John. Tell your mum we'll be a minute, sir.
All right. Oh, well, good luck. We'll see you tomorrow, then.
Aye.
I was going to ride over to your place later, but since you're here, I'll have it now. You. It's £200 in there. It's a wedding present from the missus and me.
My God.
Give you and Kate a good start.
More than a start, I'd say.
Oh, you've been thinking it's too much, so I can...
I didn't say that. It's just... Well, I've never seen so much money in my life.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. Royston. Thanks very much.
All right.
Walk on.
You fell in the back last week, but you'll still have to have a bath tonight.
A bath?
You
No
do smell
way.
of the cow by, like, smell that.
No.
And what's wrong with that? Ma'am?
Oh, don't ask me. Ask Kate. It's her wedding.
Kate?
If you don't want a bath, Gabriel, that's fine by me. Just so long as you don't mind walking to the church and standing outside.
All right. Some quiet. Will you raise your glasses? To our Kate.
To Kate.
Yes, Kate.
Absent friends. Tom.
Tom.
Kate. Your chair may be empty tomorrow. But you'll still be in our hearts.
Oh, Dad. Don't, Kate. You know it's unlucky.
No. It's unlucky if you don't. Well, what bride didn't cry the night before a wedding? That would be like an Irish wake without whiskey in the teapot.
Well, I don't know if we've got a teapot, but I think there's some whiskey in the study.
Talking. Excuse us.
Yeah, watch it.
There's a splash of your dad's malt in it to help you sleep. You know, you're very special, Kate. Harry Baker's a lucky man.
No, Mum. I'm the lucky one. Harry could have had any woman he wanted. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Isn't that what our Maggie said?
Maggie's mouth works faster than her brain.
That's true.
I'm gonna miss you, Kate. Especially after losing Tom to the typhus last year. The house will feel awful empty.
I'll miss you too. All of you. Even Maggie. Mum, I was thinking about my father. I mean Roddy Greenbank. Not Dad.
What about him?
A fine-looking fella. That's what you told me.
And so he was. Had a good body and a strong, handsome face. Just like yours.
That's one way of putting it. Did you feel for him the way you do for Dad?
No. What I feel for your dad is different.
There's something special between you two, isn't there?
As you said, that's one way of putting it.
You know what I mean. It's there in the way you look at each other.
And you don't feel like that about Harry?
I don't know.
You all right?
What do you think?
I don't know, do I? That's what I'm asking you.
She's having the same doubts every woman has the night before a wedding.
Well, you didn't. Did you?
Didn't sleep a wink. Was frightened to death.
Me too. But Harry's got a twist in his gut tonight.
You mean the money didn't settle his nerves?
Oh, how'd you find out about that?
Oh, it was burning a hole in your pocket all day. Everybody knew.
So?
How much did you give him?
200.
£200? My God!
Well, I just wanted to make it all right for Kate, you know.
You great soft devil. You know, sometimes I think you care more for that girl than all your own put together.
Nice, Terry. Very nice indeed.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Royston. Thanks very much.
Bend your head.
Oh, Kate, you look bonny.
Don't.
Well, you do. Neither of us has got a figure like yours. Here's me like a yard of pipe water. Now look at me bust and envy the cows.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all worked up.
Oh, you're supposed to be. If it ever happens to me, they'll have to carry me into church on a door.
And the groom out on it when he realises what he's let himself in for.
You look lovely, Mum.
You too? Bonnets. I said.
Bonnet? I heard.
Ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Thanks, Mum. For everything.
Away, lass. They're all waiting.
Hey, that's a new bonnet, or I'm Prince Alvard's butler.
So what?
Oh, nothing. Just last time I seen one like that. Nat Allen's donkey was wearing it.
Oh!
Oh, kid.
Is anybody going to help us up? Do I have to wait all day?
Come on, let's not take all day.
It's all right. There's no hurry. The bridegroom hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, that's all my fault, Tate. I told him you'd kill him if he turned up drunk.
You two lads, wait out here. Let me know when he shows. Come on, we'll wait inside.
Just go and show me face. Hey, Eva, thanks for coming.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, couldn't be better. Robert, Emily.
No.
So, where the devil is he? Billie's bringing him on a cart. And you know what it's like? I mean, it was a bit slow getting started this morning.
One too many to drink last night.
Must have.
The first time I saw your dad like that, he slept for 24 hours.
He's not coming, is he?
That's it, Mum. I want to go.
Dad. You shouldn't have given me money.
Money? What money?
It was a wedding present. It was £200.
You gave my Harry £200? You must have been out of your mind. What are you thinking about?
Dad, take me home, please. Now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed. I don't know what to say. It's for you.
He's taken your money and gone to Australia.
Oh, Kate.
Let her be. If he ever shows his face round here again, I'll kill him.
Right, come on, you two, work to do.
Oh, what a shame. Well, we're off shopping.
Yeah, it's all right for some, isn't it?
Ah, well, it's what they do best, lad. See you at 12 for dinner.
I'm going to the reading room, ma'am.
Not on your own, you're not. I'll come with you.
There's no need. You get on with your shopping. You know what Dad's like if he has to wait for his dinner.
She's right, ma'am. She's got to do it for herself.
Good morning, Mrs. Knowles.
It's Royston. That for a nerve.
What, Kate? Mrs. Watford and Ava, how are you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
Very well, thank you.
And are you bearing up, lass?
Bearing up? I haven't been ill, Mrs. Watford. But thanks for asking.
Water, please.
I'm so sorry, Miss Royston. That was clumsy of me. Are you all right?
No more than a few bones broken, Mr. Bentley.
Oh, dear. I do believe I'll be liable for compensation.
And I'll stand as your witness, ma'am. You could claim a mighty fat sum.
What's this, Mr. Bentley, trying to assassinate one of me family? No, sir. Just attempting to knock her down.
Oh, well, away you go, miss, out of harm's way.
How come you're on terms with Lord Redmond's nephew?
Oh, ma'am, there's life beyond Morvale, you know. And anyway, he's just a farmer like us.
Just like us. He's got one of the biggest farms in the district and a private income.
And you know the other one, Florrie?
No. But wouldn't you like to?
Just got off the boat from the Americas by the sound of him. You tell that look out of your eye, our Maggie. I'm not having no foreigner in the family.
Dad?
Now let's see about ordering.
You're not going to wait for the lad?
No. Hello. Sorry.
Didn't I see you two hanging over Sissy Lumley's store?
You did. And I don't think they were thinking of their stomachs.
Hey, they grow up so fast. 1 minute you're wiping their noses, the next they're getting themselves all worked up over men.
I'm not up to another round of courting, Annie.
Oh, Florrie's fine. And young Mr. Bentley's a steady enough sort. But it's not Florrie you're fretting over. It's Kate, isn't it?
After spitting in a few eyes in Hexham, she's hardly set foot out of the house in a fortnight. Just worried she might turn into some kind of recluse.
I've not had much fresh air lately, so I'm going for a ride.
What in God's name? Not in those, you're not. Where on earth did you get them?
Hexham. While you were spending money on another bonnet for Maggie.
Well, you can take them straight back.
I will not. You know how I've always hated riding side saddle.
But you can't. You'll get your name up.
No more than it is already.
What was that you were saying? Something about her becoming a recluse.
Charles?
Good morning, Kate.
Saddle ranger for me, Terry.
Right you are, miss. Splendid.
Beg pardon?
I said it's a splendid morning, Kate.
Oh, yes. Suppose it is.
Would you be riding over Linden Bridge by any chance?
Why would I want to do that?
Because it offers the finest views in the county.
Mr. Bentley, I know what the view is like from Linden Bridge. I've ridden over it since I was a little girl.
Yes, I'm sure you have. But rarely on such a beautiful morning as this.
Charles?
Must be off.
Mr.
Benjamin Fraser Hamilton? But please, just call me Ben.
And what are you doing round here, Mr. Hamilton?
I live here. I'm renting the shepherd's cottage from Charles Bentley.
Are you now? Well, that explains everything.
All right, I admit it. After our brief meeting in Hexham, I did mention to Charles that I'd like to see you again. But I didn't expect you to drop into my lap quite so soon. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Well, maybe I should just ask you myself.
Your book.
It's fine.
Mind you, the Castle of Otranto could only be improved by being stepped on.
Well, you've read Horace Walpole, Miss Royston.
Yes, I have, Mr. Hamilton. I've also read most of the works of Miss Austen and Sir Walter Scott. In fact, I've probably read more books than all the men in Hexham put together.
Did you have a good ride?
Yes, thanks.
She had a book. What? Didn't have a book when she went out, did she?
Maggie? Ask Terry to saddle Ranger, will you?
I'm busy, Ma'am. Kate can do it.
No, you do it, and be sharp about it.
Ma'am, there's butter to be churned, hams to be cured, not to mention a mountain of housework. So how come our Kate gets to go gallivanting again, while everybody else is working their fingers to the bone?
Sometimes I wonder what happened to the sense you were born with.
That didn't answer my question.
All right. In 2 words. Harry Baker. After what happened, I think we need to make a few allowances.
You mean spoil her even more than usual? You know what? I think I'll get myself left at the altar. I could do with a good holiday.
Miss Royston. Thank you.
My name is Catherine, but you may call me Kate.
I'm afraid I don't have any tea.
It's all right. I like coffee.
I'm sorry.
Milk?
Sorry.
Water?
Water I can do.
I hope I'm not interrupting your work.
You couldn't, because I don't. Work? I don't work?
I thought perhaps you were an author yourself.
No, I wish I was. But if Sir Walter were alive, I'm afraid he'd have nothing to fear from me.
So, if it's not work, you must have another reason.
For what?
Visiting England, of course.
After my mother and father died, I was raised by my grandparents on my dad's side. Grandpa Hamilton made a fortune building coaches and eventually took me into business. Then when he passed on, I inherited everything.
Yeah, here you live like...
A pauper?
I was going to say a recluse.
So you think I'm doing penance for some awful sin I've committed?
I didn't say that.
Maybe I am. There were things back home I needed to get away from for a while. Not a woman. Not in the way you might think, anyway. Yeah, my maternal grandmother came from these parts. So it just seemed like a good idea to come and dig in the family history.
What was her name?
Fountain? Oh, don't move. So what about the Roystons? Local through and through, I guess.
That's right.
But not without your shared tragedy. Just a story I heard when I was digging into my own family's past. Something about a couple of murders a while back and how the culprit hanged himself.
He was only one of the culprits.
Sounds like a bad business.
It was.
Such things are best forgotten, Kate.
I'm sure you're right. But you'd have a hard job convincing my father of that. Sorry I'm late.
On the table in 5 minutes.
More books. She'll be wearing her eyeballs out.
Well, it started with a bag of tea and a flask of milk. Then it was a meat turnover and an apple pie.
Give up, what's the answer? What are you going on about?
Kate's rides. My God, men are so stupid.
Oh, I will. Riding the hills gives you an appetite, right enough. Just be grateful she's not moping around the house day in and day out.
And what about the books?
Books? What books? Mary Ellen, what the hell are you going on about?
Oh!
Oh!
Kate, can you give me a hand with this, please?
Sorry, Maggie, I can't. I've got a half day off.
Another one. Didn't you have yesterday afternoon off as well?
It's all right, Maggie, I'll help you.
It's one rule for you and one for the rest of us, isn't it?
That's not fair.
Isn't it?
No, it isn't. After what happened with Harry, I didn't take a day off for weeks.
That's right, she didn't.
So the way I see it, a few extra half days now is just taking what I'm owed. Florrie, tell Mum I'll be back before dark.
It's always the same round here. Kate, Kate, Kate.
Dearest Kate, so sorry but called away to Newcastle on business. Meet me outside Ramshaw's reading rooms at 11 o'clock tomorrow and I'll make it up to you. Meanwhile, see what you think of Lawrence Stern. Miss you, Ben.
And I miss you too.
I've racked me brains, and there isn't an eligible man for miles who reads more than a newspaper or a cattle pamphlet. Is it him you're ashamed of? Or us?
Neither.
Then why the mystery, Kate?
Because after what happened with Harry, I don't want you and Dad getting any daft ideas into your heads. Not yet, anyway.
No, I was beginning to think you weren't coming.
It'd have served you right if I hadn't. Your note said you'd make it up to me.
Well, I thought we'd go for a walk first, then lunch at the hotel.
Is that the best you can do?
For now, but I'm working on it. Originally, it was my intention to go home in the fall, but now I'm not so sure. I've never met anyone like you, Kate. Right from the first meeting, I've known that.
Our friendship was special.
I'm not sure friendship is the best word to describe how I feel right now.
I know.
All those numbers, my head's in a spin.
Oh, well, she's going to take over once the poor old beggar's had his day. You're going to have to learn to master the accounts. Find a clever woman to do it for you.
Aye. What?
Good God.
What is it, Dad?
Kate, you're wanted in the study.
Why?
John? What's happened?
You just wanted, that's all.
I was in town, I saw your father. He was putting his paintings up when I found him. He's been back to England twice, he said. Well, that's his story anyway. His wife's still in Paris. He wants to see you.
I don't know, Dad. What do you think?
Well, it's not for me to say, lass. But whatever you decide, will be fine by me.
You still think I've got feelings for him, don't you? After all the years, and bearing you 5 children of your own.
It's stupid, I know.
How many times have I said it?
Hundreds.
Thousands. Roddy was a young girl's fancy, Hal. Just one of the pains of growing up. What?
What are we gonna do if Kate wants to go away with him?
He's coming! He's here, and he looks awful grand.
Will you sit down, Roddy?
Oh, no thanks, I'm fine.
I'm glad you've done so well. It must be a wonderful feeling to have achieved all that. I mean, having you work on show all over the place.
For Christ's sake.
Roddy, you should know there's not much of me in her. And she has your height, but that's all.
Kate!
Florrie, away to the kitchen and give Annie a hand with the tea. Jesus, Kate.
Hello, Kate.
Well, don't stand there with your tongue in a knot. This is your father.
I know that, Dad. How do you do, Mr. Greenbank?
Hal,
What?
let's go and see if the girls have got everything ready.
Your mother was wrong. You have her eyes.
That's what my dad says.
You want to know why I've taken so long to come and see you?
I'm not sure that I do.
Well, for what it's worth, I was afraid.
Afraid? To see me?
No. To see your mother. When we're young, Kate, we're governed by our passions. And in the heat of the moment, we sometimes do things we regret for the rest of our lives.
So why now? Why cause all this upset? For everybody?
I'm getting old. I can't turn the clock back with Mary Ellen, but I like to try and put things straight with you before it's too late.
And just how do you think you might do that?
I've got more money than I can spend, and I live in Paris. It's a different world to this. No smelt mills or coal mines. And to take you to the galleries and theatres, to dress you in fine clothes and show you off, it would make me a truly happy man.
And what about your wife? Do you think having your illegitimate daughter to stay would make her a truly happy woman?
My wife has lost the knack of happiness, Kate. So what do you say? Will you take root here? Or will you come with me and see something of the world?
There's tea and the rest of the family in the dining room.
I'm sorry, Mary Ellen, but I have to get back to Newcastle. Kate?
Mr. Greenbank.
Hal?
I'll show you out.
He told me he made a mess of things with Mum. And he asked me to go to Paris with him.
I thought he would.
Couldn't see the point, mind. After all, couldn't be better than Hexham, could it?
You and Hal. You should be very proud of her.
We are.
Goodbye, Mary Ellen.
Goodbye, Roddy.
Get out of my way.
When you've done that, you can give us a hand with the skimming.
I know how to make cheese, Ma'am.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
Aye, it's all right, lass. We all get a bit scratchy when we've got things on our mind.
The night before Harry jilted me, I asked you about your feelings for Dad. Because I didn't understand.
But you do now. Is that it?
Yes, I do.
He must be very special, this secret friend of yours.
Oh, he is, Mum. He is.
The Royston sisters at work. Pure poetry.
You turning up uninvited. You're a cheat.
So you don't want to go to my uncle's ball next month?
Florrie Ball?
I thought the Roystons might want to go.
Will your American friend be there? Kaye?
He's been invited, but whether he goes or not, perhaps you should ask your big sister that. This is for Kate.
Kate? Why on earth should she know?
Ah.
Charles?
Well, I'm not really sure I should say.
Why keep it a secret, Kate? I'm not going to eat him.
Oh, Dad, I told Mum why, and I'm sure she told you.
Is it serious? Because if it is...
Hal. That could probably do with a good feed. Why not ask him for a meal?
Oh, I don't know, Mum. He's not one for company.
Oh, our table not good enough for him, eh?
Of course it is.
Well, that's that then, isn't it? Get him down for Sunday tea. And give your man of mystery the once over.
All right. I'll ask him. And I'm not making any promises.
No, that man in Northumberland, she has to go and pick an American. God save us all.
Oh, Ben. I'm so sorry.
What, 2 weeks and not a word? I was going crazy. I couldn't figure out what I'd done wrong.
You hadn't done anything wrong. It was me. I got scared.
You were scared of me?
No, of my feelings for you. Ben, there's so many things you don't know about me.
We all have our secrets, Kate. That's just the way it is.
What I'm talking about's hardly a secret.
If you mean Harry Baker, I know all about him.
You do?
Charles told me. I love you.
Well, it doesn't really matter, though, does it? Not if you're going back to America.
Kate, I bought a house.
Where? You can't buy it. You can't.
I already have. The day I was in Newcastle when you called it the cottage.
You don't know what you've done. This house. The people that lived here, my father.
I know all about what happened between the Roystons and the Bannermans, Kate. In a way, that's why I came to England in the first place. And why I had to buy Rooklands. My grandmother told me the story about the mill payroll and how Dan Bannerman killed Gabriel Royston and Peter Greenbank.
Did she tell you how Bannerman's daughter left my dad to die in the barn?
Yes, she did.
What was she? The local historian?
No. She was Dan Bannerman's wife. And their daughter Martha was my mother. Please.
Martha Bannerman, your mother?
Hear me out, Kate.
Why?
Because you only know half the story and it's only right you should know it all.
All right, I'm listening.
After they left your dad in the barn, my mother and uncle sailed for America with my grandmother. My mother and father met on board ship and they were married soon after it docked. I was born the following year and I think she must have hated me from the beginning. My father's business took him all over the country. He'd be away for weeks, even months at a time. And there were always men around the house. Lots of them. And I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. And my father died when I was 12. Soon after, My mother fell downstairs and broke her neck. When I look back at it, the day she died was the happiest of my life. Till that day in Hexham when I met you. I want to bury the past, Kate, and I want to raise a family here with you.
We can't.
We can. Marry me, Kate. Marry me, and we'll do it.
Oh, Ben. I love you so much, but... No. I've got to go. The way my father still feels. If he ever found out that you were Martha Bannerman's son, he'd never rest until you were dead.
Wait.
I can't.
Don't go. Kate! Don't go, Kate!